Raila Amolo Odinga gets elected to the AU seat, that means very lucky. To be honest, if you listen to PLL Lumumba, he has very genuine points. That the going of Raila to AUC seat, it is simply that Raila Amolo Odinga wants to prove that he's too good to this African continent and he's supposed to be there. No way. No way. First of all, it's very clear that there are so many things that put Raila Amolo Odinga not to be the best, the favorable, the best candidate, the right candidate for the AU, for the seat. Why am I saying so? If you look at it clearly, Raila Amolo Odinga is old. Old. Even the person living there is younger by far. Almost 20 years younger. Raila is old. And then, he's competing with the younger people on the same seat. Apart from that, Raila Amolo Odinga's reasons as put out by PLL Lumumba, they are not genuine for going for this seat. It's simply to avoid, to leave Kenyan politics. Raila is simply being taken from Kenya to go to the AU by William Ruto, simply to avoid the Kenyan politics and keep him busy. And that's not the best reason that we should have someone occupying that seat to change Africa. It can't work. Raila Amolo Odinga thinks it's too good to be in that seat for Africa. No, nobody's too good here. I think it's time he could have retired and go back to Kisumu Riat Hills and relax there. Have his own stuff and do his own things. Relax because he's aging. But now, apart from his personal issues that he has, apart from his age, apart from the reasons that he's going to the AU, Raila Amolo Odinga has so many other things that are stopping from becoming the AUC chairperson. And that's what I am saying here, that if he gets elected, then it must be luck. Why am I saying so? Look at this. As we speak today, there's an international thing that is happening in the country that everyone is watching and Kenyans are not quiet about it. What is this? Abduction. Abduction, which is not only affecting the local citizens, but also affecting the other citizens from other countries, international citizens from other regions of this world. We have those who have come from Europe, they have come to Kenya to seek asylum, and these people have been abducted right here in this country. Taken back to their countries for conviction and other things. The latest incident occurred when we had the critic of Samia Suluhu, of the Tanzanian president, who was being abducted in Nairobi in Kilimani. She was released after 4 hours. But the fact remains that was wrong to abduct such a person in the country. A lady, a woman being abducted by men, choked, being asked for passwords and stuff. And people are saying that this used to happen even during Magufuli's time. That it used to happen at times like this, when the elections are almost near, in Tanzania. That was shameful. That East African community, despite presenting a candidate, the entire administration of this African community is not fit for leadership. Then who are they bringing on board? I wish this thing could have been open, that anyone could survive. Because if it could be that way, then you could not have gotten even the East African candidates. Because it is not fair. We have abductions, extrajudicial killings, and many other things happening within the East African region, and none of these presidents are condemning them, none of these presidents are ending them, and they want to send a representative to Africa to go and lead Africa, yet they are not controlling this kind of bad behaviors within their region. Then therefore we are going to have bad candidates, or maybe you're going to have the worst leadership of all times. Corruption is high. Abductions now coming in. Extrajudicial killings being witnessed. And then you tell us that you're taking a leader to the AUC. How do we trust this leader? How do the rest of Africa trust this leader? So therefore, when abductions occur in this country, or in any part of East Africa, they jeopardize Raila Amolo Odinga's election. They completely taint the negative picture from Kenya. They affect the image of Kenya negatively. And Raila Amolo Odinga being Kenyan sponsored, the same image is going to bear it across. And some of the well-wishing African, those who have thought of supporting Raila Amolo Odinga, might change their mind as far as the support for Raila Amolo Odinga is concerned. Recently, there was a tweet by one of the top journalists from South Africa who was asking, if you people, I think it was South Africa, who was asking, if Raila Odinga is not able to control the abductions in the country, how sure is he going, should we be like he's going to be able to contain some of these things, some of the challenges that we are affecting Africa at large, if he cannot manage Kenya? So therefore, we are saying that Raila Odinga is going to be affected by these abductions. In any case, it's going to be affecting him. It's going to affect him immensely as far as the AUC bid is concerned. Why am I saying so? Countries are going to change mind in support of Raila Odinga simply because of the abductions that are painting a bad picture. Recently, excuse me, there was a statement that was made by Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, or maybe the captain who is the interim president of Burkina Faso, who said that if democracy involved abduction of demonstrators, killing of demonstrators, then it does not want it. That means West Africa countries are dissatisfied by what is happening in Africa, particularly in Kenya, where William Ruto is pretending to be the champion of human rights, yet back here in the country, he is killing the human rights. So this is going to immensely affect Raila Odinga's election. And probably it's going to affect the way people perceive Kenya. And this is going to immensely lead to Raila Odinga's downfall, unless he's lucky. Because going to be elected with this kind of an environment where Kenyans are being abducted right, left, and center, demonstrators are being tear gassed, beaten by masked police officers, then what are you going to tell the rest of, which message are you sending to the rest of Africa? Let's not forget that Kenyans are also very active on social media, sending texts to various presidents of the world, of African continent, sending messages to various embassies, telling them don't elect Raila Odinga simply because he has not stopped abductions in this country. He is selfish. He has not told his brother, or William Ruto, to contain this kind of bad behaviors. Let's not forget that the same Kenyans have written almost 100,000 emails to the ICC over the abductions that are occurring in this country as we speak. Therefore, it is very unfortunate to have this kind of things happening when Raila Odinga wants to be favored by all African countries. Recently, I heard that there was a king who was supposed to come to the country. And of course, Kenyans took its social media to text him and tell him, please don't come to this country, we don't want you here. And that was good, because Kenyans really don't want to see a scenario where we are having people coming to embrace the same person who is not embracing Kenyans. Abducting and killing is not the solution. You can do development of any kind, but if you don't respect the human rights completely, then that means you are not a good leader. You should not be elected or re-elected in any way. And that's what makes William Ruto not to be the favorite candidate for Kenyans. And also, as a result, is affecting Raila Odinga's candidature to the AU. And this means they are also of the same character. And that's why I feel strongly that Raila Odinga's election is under threat. See you next time for more videos. Let me see you in the comment section as far as the Raila Odinga's bid is concerned.